take the content of a list and append it to another list. I am trying to understand if it makes sense to take the content of a list and append it to another list. I have the first list created through a loop function, that will get specific lines out of a file and will save them in a list. Then a second list is used to save these lines, and start a new cycle over another file. My idea was to get the list once that the first cycle is done, dump it into the second list, then start a new cycle, dump the content of the first list again into the second but appending it, so the second list will be the sum of all the smaller list files created in my loop. The list has to be appended only if certain conditions met. It looks like something similar to this. Does this make sense, or should I go for a different route? I need something efficient that would not take up too many cycles, since the list of logs is long and each text file is pretty big, so I thought that the list would fit the purpose.
You probably want instead of. Here's the difference. Since list.extend accepts an arbitrary iterable, you can also replace by
To recap on the previous answers, if you have a list with 0, 1, 2, and another one with 3, 4, 5, and you want to merge them, so it becomes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can either use chaining or extending and should know the differences to use it wisely for your needs. Extending a list. Using the list class's extend method, you can do a copy of the elements from one list onto another. However, this will cause extra memory usage, which should be fine in most cases, but might cause problems if you want to be memory efficient. Chaining a list. Contrary, you can use itertools.chain to wire many lists, which will return a so-called iterator that can be used to iterate over the lists. This is more memory efficient as it is not copying elements over but just pointing to the next list. Make an iterator that returns elements from the first iterable until it is exhausted, then proceeds to the next iterable, until all of the iterables are exhausted. Used for treating consecutive sequences as a single sequence.
Take a look at itertools.chain for a fast way to treat many small lists as a single big list, or at least as a single big iterable, without copying the smaller lists.
You can also combine two lists, say A, B, using the plus operator. For example,
if you want to see more, please consider subscribing.